Hello everyone. I hope you're all good. So last time we stopped at the end of the chapter, the example that we wanted to go through, which is related to the hedge fund. So the question is given here and it tells you to estimate the total fee and investors' net return for all 3 years. So BGI funds is a hedge fund with a value of the 100 million at the beginning of the year. BGI funds charges 2% of the management fee and based on asset under management at the beginning of the year. So asset under management is the beginning of the year. Okay, here's the key point. This is very important. Beginning of the year. So the management fee will be paid from the beginning amount of the year, not end of the year. If it was set end, then the condition was changed. So, and the incentive fee is 20%. With 5% hurdle rate, uses high watermark, and incentive fees calculated on gains net of management fees. So there's another condition that you should take it into mind while doing so. So ending value before the fees are, ending value of the year 1 is 125, year 2 127, and year 3 138. So there are some values are given here, but there are some conditions that you should take it into consideration without ignoring. Okay, now let us do it. First of all, first we need to calculate the management fee. We need to calculate the management fee. We know it's 2% of the beginning year. It's a 2% of the beginning year. Let me make it like this. It's a 2% of the beginning year. So basically, we have 100 million. Oh, let me just put it. The hedge fund value times the fee, which is 2%. Okay, I'll put it like hedge fund value as 100 million. If I dollarize it, so the management fee will be equal to $2 million. Then we need to calculate, actually we've got in here the gross value at the end of the year, which is equal to 125.75. Okay, so gross value end of year which is 125.
Professor, why 2% is written 20%?
Sorry?
Why 2%? It is written 20%, no?
No, it's 2%. Sorry, the question is not cinema. The management fee charges 2%
okay.
and 20% on the incentive fees. 20% on incentive fees. Okay. So 125.75 is the gross value. It's the gross value. Now is the turn to calculate the incentive fee. Whether they were like at the beginning when the hedge fund started, it was 100 million. Then end of the year, it becomes 125. So let me just make it Like this is year one, okay? So now we can calculate, we can estimate the incentive fee. Incentive fee. And the incentive fee is on the performance, how much money was performed. So basically, we need to get the difference, how much money was generated. And the amount that we can learn, it's easy here. We can see that the gross value minus the hedge fund value at the beginning, which is 125 minus this. Basically, if there were no other conditions, then we would just multiply by incentive fee, which is 0.20%, but it's in bracket. This is if there were no any other conditions given in the questions. What I mean by the other conditions, like hard hurdle rate condition, first of all, it is the mean. If you remember the hard hurdle rate, what was that? Hard hurdle rate is the requirement, is the minimum requirement of the profit needs to be compensated to the investors. Okay, it should be paid by the shareholders. So is the minimum amount of the profit returns the hedge fund must earn before it can charge any incentive fee. If your return below this 5%, then that's it. You don't have a right to charge anything. This is a hurdle rate. There's a soft and there's a hard. If it's hard, you have to do it. Soft, you may not do it. You may not consider. So this is one condition. Second condition that I underlined here, it was net of management fees, which means that you should consider the management fee as well in here. The management fee should be considered as well. So which means that we should subtract the management fee as well. And the subtraction of the hard hurdle rate should be done as well, which is 5%. 5% of the beginning value is the minimum amount that the hedge fund should earn in order to receive any incentive fee. 100 million of the hedge fund value that was initially pulled from the investors. So there are two conditions, hard hurdle rate, and we've got net of management fee. 375, okay? One more time. The idea is from this value, what you earn, you subtract this value. And the difference that you get it, you multiply it by just 2%. So by 20%. The incentive fee, if there are no other conditions are given. However, we said there are two conditions, which is net of management fees and hurdle rate is here as well, which is 5%. So these two conditions should be taken into consideration. I mean, it should be subtracted from the money that you earn out, and then if there is something left, then you have a right to receive an incentive fee from managing this certain money of the investors as a hedge fund. So then we'll proceed further. Our incentive fee is equal to 3.75 million. Okay, let me dollarize it. Then we have to calculate the total fee. This plus management fee. Total fee that hedge funds earn from this transaction within the year. And ending value of the fee f ending value net of fees, like ending value values net of fees, which means that we should exclude, we should see what is the ending value. We should see what is the ending value out of the fees. Like we need to take out all the fees that we get it. Like we in total we earn 5.75 million. However, our gross value end of the year was 125.75, and how much we earned in total. So which means that gross value minus total fee. This much we earn. This much is the value of the hedge fund after the payment all the fees. After the payment of the fees. Now we can estimate net return for investors. Net return for investors. This we can estimate. Net return for investors. It is basically the percentage we need to calculate from the money that we earned and from the money it was at the beginning. So it's just 120 minus 100 and divided by 100. This will give you the percentage return to the investors. It's showing the dollarized, but it's a percentage. So 20% will be returned to the investors. This is estimation only for 1 year. And the question is asked to do this estimation for all the 3 years. Do you have any questions up to this point?
Yeah, I have one.
Yes, Alnur.
Ashton, can you just please briefly explain what's the sense of incentive fee, who receives this fee, and why does it matter?
Okay. Let me just go again. Okay, I'm the hedge fund. Okay, I'm the manager of the hedge fund. And you are guys, let's say you're 12 people in here in the class. You're all investors. Okay, you're all investors. I'm running this hedge fund, and as a manager, I'm collecting I'm creating a pool. Okay, pool of money. I collect from you, from Alnur, let's say, let me put it here. If here's the pool, okay? Let's say $100 million is the total value. Alnur invested, let's say 20 million into this pool. He's expecting to get something. Then let's say the other guys who have in the class, let's say Almat, Aydana, Dana, Temirlan. Let's say Temirlan invested 20 as well. Aydana invested 20. Anwar invested 20. So one more 20, let's say, and Lee invested $20 million as well. Okay, in total it makes 100 million. Okay, as a hedge fund, now the value is 100 million. Okay, I have got this pool. Now I do some manipulation. I do invest in a certain project, and what kind of investment it could be? We said like merger and acquisition, and buying some undervalued equities, buying some financially distressed companies that you know that it will exist for a while, and so on. So I'm, as a hedge fund manager, it's on my shoulders to find where I should invest this money. You put this money, I'm using it. For managing this money that I collected from you, I will charge you, even if before the involvement, okay, before the involvement, I will charge 2%. I will charge 2% on the beginning of the value. Okay, our agreement was beginning of the year. I will charge this 2%. So this money will be paid to the hedge fund, this 2%, because I'm managing your money. So at the end of the year, I made a profit. I increased the value of the funds that I pulled from the investors up to 125 million. So now the hedge fund value end of the year is 125.75 million. It's a good money. Now is the turn to calculate, evaluate, and give some incentives to me as a manager of the hedge fund, because I performed really a good job. So I should be kind of appreciated. So my appreciation is 20% of incentive fee. As a manager, I receive it from the earned money, okay? Not from this value, okay? Not from this value, but I receive it from, oops. I receive it from the difference between 125 and 100. So the incentive fee, because I earned 25.75 million of dollar as a net profit, and I should receive some incentive fee. And this is incentive fee is paid to me as a salary for good job that I performed. Okay. However, we agreed with you that I will receive it, but I have to take out all the fees. First of all, management fees should be taken out. This is the first condition. Second condition, the minimum required return should be satisfied and taken out, like 5% of the beginning value of the hedge fund. So I take it out. So whatever is left, which is 20 million, I will have to get my payment based on this pure amount, which is 20 million, which is 2%. And
Professor?
Yes?
I'm sorry, my internet was lagging. Could you repeat once more about the 5%?
Of
Where
course.
did you get it?
5%. Here's the 5%. 5%. Let me just show it to you again. Oops. %5 is a hurdle rate. Hurdle rate is the minimum amount of the profit or any income that the hedge fund must earn before it can be charged for an incentive fee. Okay, before I get my incentive fee as a hedge fund manager, I should earn minimum 5% of hurdle rate. Then I should get the incentive fee. We will have these examples. You will see what does it mean. Okay, we'll have it. What does this hurdle rate? So this is a requirement for you. I don't have a right to get any incentive fee if the return is less than 5%. How much is your return to investors?
20%.
20%. So who are the investors? You are the guys. All of your classmates are the investors from whom I just pulled the money, this 100 million, and your return is 20%. If your return was less than 5%, then there wouldn't be logical for me to charge any incentive fee on you. Even if you do it, you could get the negative number in here. Look, let's change it. Let's make it I use this 100 million and my return became 90. Okay, let's imagine there is a loss. Okay, logically, do I have a chance to get any incentive fee before I get the results?
No. Never.
Look at here.
Yeah.
Negative number. Can you see it? What happens? So there isn't way. But what if I get 100? Same. I did not create any value and I did not incur any loss. Still, can you see it? So doing nothing. But what if I get 101?
Still, because there will be
Still, because it's still less than 5%. So the minimum should be 5. This is the condition. This is hard hurdle rate. If it was soft hurdle rate, it could be ignored. but it's a hurdle rate. What if 105? Still 107, 0. So there is chance that I could, so 108. So I should earn $8 million in order to get some incentive fee. You see, look at the percentage. Net return for investors. It's more than
Hurdle.
It's more than 5%.
Hurdle.
And this is my incentive fee for good job.
So what I'm trying to understand, incentive fees like a bonus, right? Something
Yes.
like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bonuses for my performance. This
Okay.
is paid in any way because I'm managing your money. I'm taking care of about your money. But to get some performance salary, wages, we can call it, it's 125, 175. Okay, now, and by the way,
So,
and this is the, at the same time, a high watermark. It's a high watermark. So what was the high watermark? High watermark is the highest value that investment fund or account has ever reached. So the minimum, it was 100, now it's 125. Anything below in the second year, anything below in the second year, let's say I got not 127, but I get 124, even though it will be higher than hurdle rate, I will not have a right to receive any incentive fee as a hedge fund manager. Shall I repeat it again? Anything below this value, because this is now is called high watermark. So this is the maximum account that if I get next year below this amount, I will not get any incentive fee.
does it mean that in the next year, hedge fund value, beginning value of the hedge fund will be 125.75?
Next year, it should be this, as here.
Gross value. This
The
is
gross
it
value.
will be gross value.
Yeah, we're talking about the gross value. We're talking about the gross
Yes.
value.
And okay, and does it mean that here on the hedge fund value there will be written 125.75 or not?
No.
Or-
It means, Tamerlan, it means that the value I reached, we made it maximum, and we cannot receive below this amount. We should go above
Okay.
to receive the incentive fee. Because if I
Okay.
earn it less, let's say if I make it 124, then it means I'm getting double incentive fee because I already got for this amount. Why should I get it again?
Okay. So incentive fee is like a bonus for you as an manager of hedge fund, right?
Yeah, for the good job.
Yeah.
For the good job.
Performance, yeah, for the good job. And management fee, it means just it's
required, right? It's
required fee, right? At the
Yeah.
beginning, it doesn't matter how much money you will get. It means you will get it as required, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay. So now we are moving to the second year. I'll just copy it. We are moving to the second year to evaluate the second year. Okay. My second year gross value end of the year is 127.40. The management fee is the beginning. The beginning of the second year is the ending value of
year one.
Year one, which is 120. Okay. So this 2% is this. Okay. This is mine.
I meant this point in the previous question. Like, ending value. About ending value. What do
Why
we
we
need
are
to do?
using it? Yes.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay. This is the reason why we are using ending value. Sorry, I didn't get you well at the beginning. Now, management fee is paid on the beginning value. You see, beginning of the year value. If it was ending the year value, then we would just dealing with the current year numbers, the corresponding years. Okay. So the gross value is 127. It's not a, it is said to be high watermark value because, as you can see, it becomes more than this 125. Now the time comes to calculate the incentive fee. And I guess we will get even lower the numbers if I calculate. Look, and all the conditions should be applied. Okay, all the conditions should be applied. This is 120. So what I do here, 127 minus 120 minus 2.4. So 127 minus 120, because I need to get how much money I earned to show that I got some profit from that. Minus 2.4 and minus hard hurdle rate. So let's see what I get it here. And I'm just timing by the incentive fee percentages. It shows that I'm getting 0, but I shouldn't get any 0 in here.
Should we adjust the formula? Can you see the part when we multiply by 5%?
Oh,
I think, yeah.
yes. Very good. Very good. Thank you so much, because this is already past why we should do it. 120. Thank you so much, Elmer. Now, my incentive fee becomes negative, and my return definitely will be much lower. And total fee is actually without any incentive fee, because we are not penalized, but we are not receiving anything for it. We're not receiving anything. It is just management fee. So 125. And I guess we should get the net return for the investor less than 5 or more than 5%.
Less than 5.
Less than 5, because our incentive fee is negative. So that was the reason why we don't receive our money. So I'm moving to the third year. Do you have any questions? Okay. In the third year, the management fee will be based on the ending value of the net of fees, which is 125. Okay, it's automatically got it. Then my gross value for the end of the year will be 138.44 million. And let me check whether everything is taken into consideration correctly. Like 138 minus 125 minus management fee and minus, is there any mistakes? Can you see?
Yes.
Yes.
We need to multiply by 125.
125. Okay. And my total fee then. So what do you expect the net return for the investor to be? More than 5 or less than 5? My incentive fee is positive. More than 5. It's almost 1 million I'm receiving as incentive fee. 1,940,000. 940,000. So the ending value of the net fees is minus this divided by this. Okay, it's 8%. The net return for the investor 8%. So what was the best year for the investor?
Year one.
Year one.
Year one, because they received 20%. And the worst year?
Year two.
Year two, because they didn't actually get well. So if I receive anything below this amount, 138.44, then that would be really bad actually for myself. The reason is that the hedge fund will not be paid anything. Okay, let me save this file. Just a second. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, this file I will upload it to the Moodle as well. This file I will upload it to the Moodle. Now, there was an example that I want you to give you to solve it. Okay, now do the same thing. Do the same thing, but for this hedge fund. The Excel file, let me share with you. Or it's better for you to start it on your own to work out. Okay, I will share the formulas with you. Okay, now just take a picture of the formulas. I want you to work out. Take a picture of this formula. Did you take?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, take the picture of this formula.
It's taken.
Okay. This one.
I think we're ready.
Okay. This one.
Done.
And the last one, this one, I think you didn't. Okay. The earning value of the net fees.
We did it.
Okay, great. Now you've got everything. You've got everything. Now, guys, I want you to do this question. Sorry, screen sharing has stopped the start window. Okay, just a second. I want you to do this. Can you see the question?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
So I want you to do this question. It's exactly almost the same question, but with different numbers. With different numbers. Do it now. And while you're doing it, I will prepare the activity submission place in Moodle where you can submit the files.
Okay.
Professor,
Can you send?
Yes, please.
Could you
should we submit only answers or with calculations?
Whatever I did in the class now, whatever I did in the class, like all the numbers, the Excel file, you should do the same thing for all 3 years.
Okay.
If you have any questions, ask me during while you're doing it, okay? There's no problem with this. I'm here.
Professor, can you please copy and paste all the questions in the chat?
Okay.
If
This one?
thank you very much. Yeah, it will be easier just not to
Open it again. I just got
open it again. Yeah, to see. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Professor.
You're welcome. You're welcome.